Hey everybody, I'm Warren Martin, an instructor for this leadership course here, so I want to welcome you. And let's see here, let me get out of here real quick, get into our homeroom here. I do these videos, I noticed in this particular class, a lot of you, probably 75% of you have not had a class with me before, so um, I do videos pretty much every week. I go over, if I see things that, students having problems with or little instructional stuff, I go over it. Um, so, I try to encourage people to watch the videos. I try to keep them short, under 10 minutes because, um, it might get boring after a little bit. But anyway, yeah, this is a leadership course. Like I say, most of you have not. So I'm going to do a quick overview here of the course room. So when you get into the course room, this is what I have on my course room here. Um, I got all my contact info, a couple little quotes, and then as you scroll down, you can go to each of the weeks, um, for your to-do list and everything. Now you can also just go over to the left side, over to the modules, um, and get there that way. And then once you get in there, you can, do different things. I also put a, you know, depending how long you've been with the school, we changed the platform here for this. So, you got your textbook. You can click here, and that'll take it to the links. Or when you're in the modules page, right here, and this is how you get to your book. So when you click on there, so either way, you can, it takes you to this page, and you click one more time, and take you to that page, and it'll open up your book for you. So this is how you access your book anymore. Sometimes a few students, you know, are still trying to do the old way of accessing it, but this is how you can get in there now. So, and so when you get there, you just, you'll find there's your book. So, um, and also if you're not familiar with things like the search, you got the search box here. You can type in a topic, you can type in a word or something, and that'll get you to the different chapters. That's pretty much that part. Dun, dun, dun. And then, okay, so week one here, you got your to-do list, presentations, discussion, assignments, quiz, and there's a reminder here that there's a research project due in week four on your research project. It's all right here. Research small businesses that have, in the past that started in the past 3 years, how many succeeded, and so there's lots of places you can get that information. And then you got the questions, and it needs to be 2 to 3 pages, double spaced. Also 12-point Times Roman font. And as over the next couple of weeks, we can go over more about that. So, um, and then your presentations. I harp on presentations because for week one here, we got chapters 1, 2, and 3, but I harp on those because the bulk of the information is in presentations. So chapter 1 is about management, and one of the things I try to emphasize is learning terms, definitions. Um, so I mean, sometimes one term may mean something, but when you get into academics or textbooks, and it means something totally different. So when you talk about globalization, you got different term, marketplace, distribution channels. There's lots of different terminology that you need to be familiar with. And when you do your homeworks and your discussions, you're supposed to be pulling from what you learn in the material, into those assignments. So that's just things like knowledge management. Um, this has got to do with all the it's also part of IT, but it's workers and so forth. So um, let's see, chapter 2. We're talking about the environment of business. So there again, you have a whole bunch of more terms and things that you need to be looking at, getting familiar with. Um, inputs, outputs. I mean, just like saying, I don't go through all these slides because each chapter will have anywhere from 10 to 60 slides, and we'd be here for an hour or so if I did that. But that's just give you a brief. Ethics and corporate responsibility. That's in chapter 3. Again, that's, the business ethics, managing, what you should do, shouldn't do, things like that. So there's a lot of different, different aspects. You got things here about what managers do and don't do, what's ethical and not ethical. Uh, is it shop, like this one, shop ethical to shop online during company time? No, it's not. Um, and today, over the last 10, well, I'd say 15 years now, the use of email, um, and texting and things like that has gotten, to be a job in itself where people are working. It amazes me sometimes when I go to a place, even when we're seeing the people delivering the mail, and they're on their cell phones while they're working. So maybe I'm old or something like that. I know back in my domino days, got my domino days there. Um, those of you who don't know me yet, I, after retiring from the Army, went to Domino's, and then worked for the corporation for a while, then got my own store. This was when I had my own store. This is my kiddos here helping me. But now this is like over 10 years ago. But, one of the things, ethics, uh, when I was a regional manager and plus a franchisee, um, one of the things you look at is your bills, as a business owner, and you get the phone bill and you see this high phone bill, and like, so one of the things that we used to do and I used to do is, I'd find an employee that was on the phone, the landlines, and on one particular phone bill there'd be like 20 hours, you know, to somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend, and so that's 20 hours that somebody was not working. Now I'm talking about in a month's time frame. So, over a 4-week period, so that's not ethical. We used to have the employees, we just take it out of their pay, the phone bill part. We usually didn't fire them, but um, unless they just kept doing it. But anyway, so that's just an example I use, a personal example. So, but anyway, just go through these presentations each week, because there's a lot of the terms, and you still need to go through the book, but the presentations do have a lot in there. Okay, and then each week you got your assignments. Um, and like for this particular one, it has, newspaper, find that topic, at least one page, double spaced, 12-point font, Roman times. So, and then we got the weekly discussions. Um, Again, the weekly discussions, they carry quite a bit of points. For this first week, you just, have you ever worked for an inefficient manager? Causes, consequences, and effectiveness, and try and take some of the material, to work on this, and make sure Wednesdays by midnight you got your first post. And the reason we do that is it gives everybody else time to look at your post and respond to your post. Uh, Discussions are a great way of learning, picking up things that other people saw that you didn't see, and vice versa. And so that's how, that's where the interaction comes in, learning from each other. If you find something in a particular chapter that that you notice, you write that in there also. um, and then by Sunday midnight, get your 2 replies to each other. Now the other thing I do is, if you watch this video and you pass the test question I give somewhere during the video, then I'll give you credit for one of those 2 replies. But you can still do more than 2 replies. Some students will do 3 and 4, interacting with each other. So that's part of the interaction. So, all right. So there you go on the discussion. And did we cover everything? Let me see. You got your to-do list there, presentations, the weekly quizzes. Quizzes could be 10, 20 questions. Research, and then participation. Make sure, I mean, sometimes things happen and you're not able to get in and get things done. I mean, that's one of the flexibilities of online. Let me know if you're having an issue, but you need to make sure uh, you get 20 points a week for participation or attendance. So you got to make sure you get in there every week and get something posted, be it in a discussion or submit an assignment, or you lose your attendance points. And I have no control over that. If you're not in there, you're not in there. The other things, if you need extra time or you need some help, let me know. The key is to let me know ahead of time, not after the fact. So that's the other thing there. So, all right. So I think that's about it. Like I said, I try to keep this down to 10. I'm right about pushing 10 minutes here. So the only last thing I'll do is those of you that were in my last class, I went to a first family vacation in 10 years. Down to Disney World. This is me and my wife. My wife's in a scooter there because she had her knee replaced, so she got to drive around. But just mention this picture, and that way I know you watched the video. A lot of people will say they watched it, but didn't really. And because I got this up on YouTube, I'm able to see how many people viewed it, so I know if anybody's fibbing to me or not. So, all right. So just mention the picture, and that way I know you watched the video. And with that, I will cut this off. And you guys have a great week. Welcome to the class, and look forward to interacting. If you ever need anything, we got the message, the inbox system up here. You send a message, and that most everybody's using that now. That seems to be very effective. But you can also send an email, and you can, of course, call or text. There's my number right there if you need to text me or call me. And I generally get back to people pretty quick. No more than a day, but usually on the same day within a few hours probably, so depending where I'm at. So, all right, that's it. Everybody have a great week. Welcome, and talk to you next time. Take care.